like, wait a minute. Here we go.
The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running frantically, running from their fears, running with their tears.
Hey.
Hey,
What's up, dude? How's it going?
what's up, man?
It's been 3 weeks, right? A lot of
Yeah,
shit's
it's been
coming
3
out.
weeks.
Oh my god.
It's been
Exactly.
3 weeks, but it's like 3 years
Oh my god.
in terms of events, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just like, what the hell? What the hell? I'm
Where
just
do we
like,
start?
I know.
You know, we would play the Sopranos song, but we'll
right.
get copywritten.
Yeah.
But for those of you who want to imagine it in your head,
It
because
goes
that's kind of the theme. Can we get in trouble for copyright?
less than 10 seconds.
Less than 10 seconds. Which is absurd. It's not like we're making our own gangster film trying to rip off the Sopranos, right?
Oh my god, man. I don't know what the hell's
Easy.
going on with this world. The world has gone to crazy town, you know?
Nah, you know what I think? I think it's like when you have an apartment, you have a kitchen,
Yeah.
everything looks all right. And like, you know what, shit, man? I think I'm gonna go clean behind the fridge.
Yeah. It's
And then
crazy.
you open
Gang violence.
Great. You look back behind the fridge.
Sorry about
And
this.
it's all that nasty shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway.
Go ahead. I was just queuing something up. Go ahead. You were
Yeah.
saying.
No, you take the fridge and then there's all these cockroaches and shit, and you're like, man, I didn't realize there was all this stuff. I think that's really what the world is. We like to sort of think that it's all nice, clean, and proper, but really deep down, beneath the surface, it's just screwed up.
That's fine.
Just screwed up. You know,
It's not good.
not at all, man.
Not good, man. It's just.
So where do we start? Do we start with?
I don't know. We can start with Charlie Kirk. That's the hot.
That's the topic.
That's the topic. Everyone's
That's the topic.
got it, you know.
Okay.
I mean, well, we can't start off without seeing what happened, right? So let's do it. There we go. It's 27.
Gang violence. Great.
And that was it. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, man. When I saw that, and everybody was passing it out, it was early in the morning. I'm like, is that like AI? Like, was somebody just wishing death on this guy?
I would say there is.
It took me a few seconds to register.
Is showing that it looks like AI because he has a ring finger, and it actually switches from here to here.
Yeah,
is through his hand.
Yeah,
so that's an extreme conspiracy theory but you can see it. Like someone zoomed in on the video. I was actually looking. I don't know if I sent it to you. Did I send you that video?
No, I've seen that one anyway. Yeah.
So maybe they zoom in and it's just like, what the fuck? You know, I understand people get shot, but also the shirt, the hair, everything looks kind of distorted.
Yeah, it was just surreal.
It looks super surreal. His neck gets thicker, you know?
Well, I guess because if you think about it, right,
mm-hmm.
that much, like, where they hit him was not because, oops, they missed his head.
Right.
Whoever shot him there wasn't lucky. Right. That is that's major artery there.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Once you get hit there, like the blood goes, so you imagine it's sort of like a bursting pipe, right? So I imagine his neck would swell that way.
Yeah. Either he got nicked or that was an exit wound, I think, because it looked like his shirt bounced. It caved. So the bullet probably went in through the collarbone, and then that was the exit wound that we saw going through the neck. Maybe that was the bullet spinning through his neck, widening his neck, and then exploding out. But
it was.
You don't see the initial shot because it's so fast that it just. But it looks like it comes from his right side, not in the direction.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
If that's an exit one, the shot came from a different angle, you know?
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it came up
Right.
Like it's a weird angle, because he's got the canopy too.
Right. And that type of rifle would have took his entire head off, You would have a killer exit wound. If that was an entrance wound, you would have a killer exit wound. And that would
right. Well, we didn't see the other side because it looked like it exited that side. So we didn't see the other side for that.
But you would have saw a splash on that white background.
Oh man, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I'm not gonna lionize the guy. He was a horrible, vicious racist.
No.
I mean, he coached it in a way where it was not like neo-Nazi. Like, I mean, let's be real. I don't wish that on anybody.
No. Nobody deserves to go out like that, especially on television or in public or anybody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't.
Right.
I'm not going to be like a lot of these.
well, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm a Democrat, but I mean, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and be like, oh yeah, no, that's nobody. I wouldn't want to go that way, and I wouldn't want anyone to celebrate me. And I know there'd be a lot of people happy that I died.
right. Well, I'm sure. But here's the thing, though. Here's the difference. I think maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Maybe it's growing up Black or Latino. You always hear something. The joke is, man, I'm going to say this, but it's probably going to most likely get me killed.
Yeah.
Which is, I know a lot of people who live in suburbia haven't grown up with the stories of Malcolm, like the real stories where where did they get shot from when you're a kid?
Right.
Malcolm and MLK. So there is the morality of it, which is fine. I think that's sort of like baby talk.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side, which we have to understand our environment.
Right.
And the environment of our country is such that, yes, we all know that our country is such that it's not a place where you can sit there and just say, and even if it's a kind thing, it could get you killed.
Right. Anything. People are very they believe in their convictions and they're willing to kill for them. I mean, when it comes to religion, religion has taught us through history that it's about peace and love, but at the end of the day, they're going to kill you if you don't believe in what they believe. I mean, that's history.
Well, there's a side of that.
Right.
I think that's the stormtrooper side of it. But if we look more at the emperor side of it,
right,
we have to ask ourselves, okay, so if you say something, you upset someone, they're going to shoot you. That's possible. Our country's riddled with those stories. So people say, oh my God, this never happened before.
Yeah.
But then you got to look at the bigger side. And I think the bigger side is who benefits.
Right.
And who's benefiting right now? Well, I'm not going to say that Trump did it. I don't think he did it, but he sure jumped on it. And we're going to get more of a police state.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
From it.
Yeah. Without a doubt,
And then there's the other person who I think is going to make a benefit from it. And even though some people say he's looking scared, I think Nick Fuentes is going to make out mad with this.
Yeah.
There might be some people who don't know who Nick is.
They're not aware, but
They're not aware. And if you're a parent, you should find out who this guy is because he's radicalizing a lot of young people. And
this guy, Charlie Kirk, I mean, had he lived, he would have been running for president. They were already talking about him running for president in 10 years. So he would have probably went up against JD Vance and Trump because he started.
That's true. There's that also too. That's
as Republican against Republican, for the next nominee,
Isn't there an age restriction though?
You have to be 35, right? So he's 31. So 31. The next he would be 35, turning
35.
So 2030. Yeah, he'd be 35 in 2030. That's the next election, or just 20.
Well, he won't be, but he won't be 35 and
no, he won't. But
no, he won't. And that's not
he would have. He would
have. Yeah,
He would have. I mean, because it seemed like he was getting very popular. I mean, he had a massive movement, but then that's a massive movement of hate, and people don't want to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, he said a lot of untruthful things.
Yeah, especially about black people. And then his statistics
Yep.
were always wrong. He
Yep.
come up with some statistic. It's like, where's the data for this?
Yep.
It's just literally pulled out of his ass.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think the thing is, as some people were gleeful about it,
Yeah.
we also have to understand that just because people were gleeful about it,
Mhm.
what didn't mean that a particular aisle a particular aisle of the political spectrum did it.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that's the part where people are getting confused. And it
Mhm.
was obviously very pro.
Right, right.
It wasn't something that was just like, hey man, I'm gonna go knock out Kirk, right? Do you know how to shoot? Hell no. But I'm gonna
Right.
go up on this roof and shoot him. He's under the canopy. I mean, it would have been like a lot of shots for him to get
I
hit
mean,
from
a
that
lot of
spot.
it seems like bullshit, but the way they're presenting it, but that's because they're bad at presenting things. We don't know. I mean,
Well,
I mean,
Cash.
there was that old guy that was saying, shoot me," taking the blame for the shots. And it's like, wait a second, this guy is who is it? Who is this guy? Why'd they let him go and listen? You have a major criminal investigation. There's a guy confessing he was probably armed. Why else would they arrest you? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're just screaming, shoot me, after they've cuffed you,
Yeah.
there's no footage of this elderly guy beforehand. They must have saw a gun in his hand in order to arrest him. They're not going to just randomly arrest a guy confessing to the crime, but he was confessing to the crime there. And that's why people try to
Right.
beat him. And the police arrested him, it seemed like, just to protect him. But that guy also shows up. He also shows up on a 9/11 documentary.
Zen.
Zin, yeah. So
Yep.
he's no stranger to being around stuff around that time, So
Yep. Yep. Well, and this is where we have to start wondering.
right, like
I
what's going
mean,
on?
what's going on? So
It's not as cut and dry as the
I think
media.
it's very complicated. I think it's
Right.
kind of akin to the
Yeah.
night of the long knives, in which the
Yeah.
right is trying to devour themselves. I think that there's older conservatives who are stuck on Fox News and just Facebook aren't really paying attention to their younger members
Nope.
who they look at Charlie Kirk.
Mhm.
Charlie Kirk was pretty extreme for the Fox News type people, right? Like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, he's saying some things. But
They try
there's
to clean him
those.
up, clean him
What's
up,
that?
but they were trying to clean him up, but it wasn't working,
Oh, they're trying to clean him up. But I think what the Fox News people don't understand or don't want us to
Right, connect.
connect to is the darker side of the web
Yeah.
that's really radicalizing young people. And I think that if you're a parent, you really have to sit down and start finding out what neo-Nazi groups are out there radicalizing young people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that can affect not just white kids. It can radicalize also black and brown kids too,
Right.
because they have a way of inverting whatever they like to twist anything that's left wing in their favor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
And it's sad that he passed away, but I mean, the guy
yeah,
he said stuff that was
inflammatory.
inflammatory, anti-Semitic, including Muslim and Jews, anti-black,
Mhm.
anti-Hispanic, anti-immigrant, anti-woman, anti-abortion. You could just
Yep.
stick the word anti in front of
Yep.
everything. If I put the word Smurfs and anti together, I would say he was anti-Smurf. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, and he'd claim it because he basically hated everything. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
understand how they can like literally pick and fine tune this guy, and they're cleaning him up in the aftermath of his life when social media has tons of his clips. And I used to watch him stuff before this because my
I know.
son's debate club and my son used to watch him, and I used to laugh at some of the stuff. I thought it was honestly some of the first things that I saw initially weren't racist that he was saying. They were kind of funny. Like when he would make these college students, when he was just starting out, like he wasn't that popular. Like he'd have like 5 people in front of him and he'd say, change my mind or something. And then it became like this bigger thing where he started radicalizing people. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. No, I just told myself,
Yep.
you can't watch this guy. No, this is not.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally. I hear you.
My son's a big Republican fan, and I'm like the rest of my family. They're kind of indoctrinating him, and I'm just like, nope, you're not.
Yep.
Not
they usually
not under
like
my.
Oh, I totally hear you. And well, thankfully, I've been on my son a little here, my daughter, and a few weeks ago, my daughter said, "Did you hear that guy?" Because she's very like not gonna no nonsense. She's like, "Did you hear that guy that said women shouldn't have rights and blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Who?"
Yeah.
And she said Charlie Kirk. I'm like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
And but I think we also have to understand. This is something that I'm probably going to piss off Christian people with this, but I don't care. Rome was an empire. Rome killed, if Jesus existed, killed Jesus. But Rome turned around like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and wore his skin.
Right.
So, again, not saying that Trump did that to Kirk, but he is more valuable to the MAGA movement dead than alive.
Yes.
And they're proving it right now. Martyrs are like the perfect tools of the powerful.
Yeah.
And that's something that we have to keep in mind. And that's where they're going to try to clean them up.
Right.
And I don't know if you saw some of the crazy, him with Jesus, the Jesus AI, where Jesus comes over to his dead body and he's crying and he picks him up and then he comes back to life and they're kind of like frolicking a little bit, and then he comes over and hugs.
People are crazy.
Like,
Jesus, it was not, it was not that that's not Charlie Kirk, as I told my extreme Republican relatives, Charlie Kirk is a false prophet, and I cited a bunch of Bible verses to them about how the false prophet will try to convince people, gather people, and the false prophet is a precursor to the Antichrist, right? So, I mean, I'm not a Christian. I was raised in Christianity. I was baptized at 15. So I've read the Bible in and out. And this guy, I mean, first of all, the Bible was written for those people back then. Nothing to do with today. But you can use it as a compare and contrast and use it as a reflection tool as to what's happening today, because humans haven't changed. We're the same shitty species we always have been.
I mean, even in this form for 300,000 years,
right? I mean, Rome was the Antichrist, right? So
well, they're the ones who Taylor picked the books,
right? So it's like
that's the cynicism of it, right? There's a certain cynicism when you can Taylor pick the books. Oh yes, this is so terrible. The other thing that's very interesting, and I was thinking about this the other day. So early Christianity took over the Imperial Rome around 380.
Yes.
Roman enslavement doesn't end till 1000.
Wow.
So they were perfectly fine, these early Christians, with slavery.
Yeah, they were fine.
So
that was the call of the day,
Yeah. So it wasn't some sort of leap forward, like all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're freeing everybody. No.
Right.
It was still very much like that.
Yeah, but there's a gazillion conspiracy theories, from Charlie Kirk being literally AI and being fake and everyone's an actor, to
maybe he just really was just AI.
Maybe.
Maybe he never.
Maybe we are AI. Maybe we're in the Matrix.
We're the Matrix,
and we're starting to see the inconsistencies. We're seeing the deja vus.
Right. It's too bad we just didn't derez like in Tron, right?
Right, derez. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know what to think anymore.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. If this is just a simulation and Trump is just a program, so be it.
Well, it's interesting because the Matrix was really based on Gnosticism. And the idea of Gnosticism, you might know this, but is the idea that there's the demiurge, which is a
Yes.
fake god.
Yes.
They
Yes.
created all this, and
Yeah.
then there's another god that's trying to break through.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know.
We
Maybe
were
they had something.
Yeah, we were trapped into these fleshing bodies. This is yeah. I mean,
Right. So
yeah, man. The world has lost its fucking nut.
did it ever have it?
I mean,
did it ever have it is the question.
Right. If you take the red pill, right, or the blue pill, it's like
you get the purple pill.
And the purple pill, yeah.
I kind of half awake, but you know.
I mean, we're just in a crazy time. I mean,
oh, it's crazy, absolutely crazy.
I mean, look what's happening in Gaza with them leveling that whole fucking the west of Gaza, just leveling more people. After they broadcast that they were the hostages were alive, I guess they must have pinpointed where the broadcast was coming from and like sort of bombing it. They didn't send in rescue teams.
The Hannibal Directive.
Yeah, they just did the Hannibal Directive and just put out the buildings. It's like, well, that's really fucked up.
That is really fucked up.
You got soldiers on the ground. You could have just went in, right? This is the most advanced military in the world, right? With technology. Why didn't the broadcast was sent? It's not on a videotape like, you know, Bin Laden's greatest hits. It's it's a live stream.
I liked Anonymous better.
You know, you could have just went in there and get the hostages while they were streaming it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But they didn't do that. They literally dropped missiles on those buildings and destroyed like multiple city blocks with people who are sleeping in those buildings. Like those are not just empty apartment buildings. People are living in their apartments, you know?
Yeah. Including their hostages.
Including their hostages. They took everybody
hostages. It's like
they don't care.
No, they don't. And the hostages again, just sort of like an emotional leverage tether, to just do whatever you want. Oh, and then if they would if they killed the hostages, this big if, they'll turn out, well, you know, Hamas killed them.
Right.
How? They had the hostages. It's like, I thought you wanted to get them back. But I think the other thing is too, for them to go into Gaza or any of those places, isn't really easy, because I know that the body count is rising for the Israeli soldiers, and they're not talking about that either. A lot of guys coming back with missing limbs and stuff. It's not so easy. You can bomb someone from the air,
right? But
you need to take the ground, and if you can't get into the ground, because one of the I can't remember who. I think it was.
Think about this. You're dropping all these bombs. There's a lot of shit that doesn't go off. I mean, there's bombs that still go off since World War II and World War I.
Yeah.
So you're dropping all this stuff and you have soldiers going through it and they're just walking through the rubble. They're stepping on their own munitions, you know, that didn't go off.
Yep. Plus, can't remember which military guy I was watching. Might have been Colonel Wilkerson. They were saying, you know, like once you mash up an area like that, it's a hellscape for soldiers, because
you're making it dangerous for them.
Yep, makes it much harder for them.
Yeah.
So they're not really thinking, I don't think. I think they're just kind of treating it like kicking anthills or dropping, like, you know, just pesticide or something to just eliminate these people, like they're just like, you know, bugs, not humans, you know? And that's the thing. And now, I don't know if you saw this, but Mark Rubio wants to pass an act. It's a pre-crime act in which if you criticize Israel, and I mean, he's taking people's green cards away, but now he wants to take away people's passports.
Right.
If you criticize Israel in any sort of way, that's insane.
Not just that, they started a website yesterday that if you could report, this is like so KGB, right? Oh, we're so much better than the Russians. There's a website they designed where you can report anyone making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, and put their social media in there with their links, and they already started putting people in there.
Wow.
so that you can lose your job. They're saying up to 30,000 people can lose their jobs. I don't know where they got that number from, but it's like, and then so now you could be a snitch. Like the KGB had people snitching on each other, and you can report your neighbor or your social media algorithm for posting.
Well,
What happened to free speech, right? He says,
well,
it's like,
and you know, here's the thing: we've done this before.
Yeah, and I don't
The
condone
McCarthy era.
those videos. I don't condone people.
No, but I mean, the McCarthy era
but yeah,
was the exact same thing. We had lists where artists couldn't work. We've
yep.
done this before. So even during the time that we say we were better than the Soviets,
Yeah, it was bullshit.
you know, it's just like these, and you know, I've come to the point where I don't want to even argue with right wingers, you know,
it's
because it's like, I don't know, arguing with someone who they tell you they don't want big government.
Right.
But man, they love the police, as though the police isn't part of the government,
Right.
The military isn't part of the government, like GI, government issue, right? Oh, that's we don't want those communism type stuff. Then you got Stalin stuff, dude. You know, first of all, I won't go into that because that's a completely different history, and you know, I don't think it's comparable. It's apples to oranges. But secondly, it's like you do want big government.
They do want big.
You know,
they do. I got a little video here. I'm going to share my screen.
Sure, go ahead.
With one of the videos that we were talking about, just to give people a visual, because it's just so much shit too. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can make that bigger. So that's the video. That's the building. Let's hear the sound. Take a full screen on that. I mean, that's
Jesus.
That was just one building out of that whole area. They just blew up the whole thing. This is directly after the message of the house being targeted that specific building. They have had them. I'm sure there's like 5, maybe 10,000 people living in that. That's a multi-complex. That's like blowing up a project.
Right.
That's just fucking horrific. Terrible.
Yeah, they just don't view him as human, man. That's all.
No, they don't.
And it's sad that to say they don't view him as human, you could get in trouble.
Right.
Like, it's like, I'm not saying, you know, out of nowhere that it's wrong. It's like, there's the evidence. Like,
it's there.
It's there. I mean, it's right there. But now you can lose your passport.
Right.
They want us to lose passports and stuff. And this is the guy that says he hated Castro.
Right.
He left Cuba.
Right.
Let me just tell you something that's really kind of funny to me. He left Cuba during Batista, who was a right winger.
Right.
He was not a left winger.
Right.
And I guess he's going to be our Batista. Is that what he's looking to be? You know, I guess he can't shake those habits of being a right winger. I mean, and of course, I'm going to assume his family owned plantations. So it comes with a certain attitude with that. And he wants to do that over an opinion. Like no one's going out of their way to hurt someone with an opinion. For example, words are not political violence. That's political violence too.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's interesting to me that the right wingers right now are saying, well, no one should be killed over saying anything. They're just words. The principle of their religion is a God that literally talks this world into existence.
Right.
Prayer is supposed to heal you. Those are words.
Right.
But somehow words don't matter when it comes to you know, saying all this racist stuff.
Right. Like, that's, you know, you ever seen that experiment they did with water where they talk to water and the actual composition of the water changes based on
sound waves,
you know? So the negative water tasted poorly where the words that were spoken positively to the water
tasted better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They have
mean,
power.
yeah.
They have power. One of the things that Native Americans used to tell, particularly the Iroquois, to Europeans, they said, "You like your liberties, these ones, which by all intents and purposes, they borrowed or literally culturally appropriated from them. But they
Right.
said you don't have responsibilities. Like to uphold these liberties means that you have to have a certain amount of responsibilities, not to misuse those liberties.
Absolutely.
And they just want the liberties without that. And I kind of find that Charlie Kirk, again, I'm not saying he deserved to get shot for this.
No, he did not deserve.
Well,
he didn't deserve it at all.
Right.
You know.
And
I mean, he wasn't a good person, but he didn't deserve
right.
it. Nobody.
But,
I mean, there's a lot of assholes out there. You're going to start shooting assholes. Oh, we'll have no people left.
The problem is that it comes down to it might have been another asshole that shot an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And I got the video to prove it.
Do you have a video of Andy Rooney's love child with the Nazi leprechaun, Nick
Right.
Fuentes? Because okay. I tell you, he proves that the Joker was real, because I do think he's the closest thing we have to the Joker.
Oh my god!
No despairing Joker fans, because I'm a very big Joker fan, but he would kill the other supervillains.
Yeah,
I tell you this right now. There's no doubt about it. But anyway,
here we go. Let's do the videotape. Let's see that. Hold on, that's the wrong page. This way here. Let me add this to
what you are cheering for is the disenfranchisement and unemployment of Americans. And that goes back to my point.
I hear the audio, but I don't hear the. Hold on a second. Let me try that again. Technical difficulties, folks.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Here we go. Video file. Oh, it's already there. I got it. Let me just bring it to the forefront. There we go. There we go. We can see this now. All right. So this is the guy supposedly that was the shooter and Charlie Kirk debating.
From you interrupting and coming up to the mic, you are an agitator or a leftist that would never be able to build something yourself.
I work
so
in construction and have since the age of 14.
You're not working today, and it is a weekday.
Actually, I took off work and it's lunch hour. But let me further complete my point. 20 hours this week.
Allow me to further
a job.
Wow, 20.
Fast forward a little bit. He keeps digging. Charlie Kirk digging into the guy.
Did not go kill somebody. Somebody on death row killed somebody. Yeah, are you smart enough or educated enough to see the difference between a baby in utero who did nothing wrong or someone
They're arguing about
abortion?
Abortion.
Having control over their own body.
I actually agree. In fact, I agree so much that unborn.
Yeah, especially when you get.
I agree so much that unborn.
So apparently, Charlie Kirk and him were are debating about a woman's choice, and the guy was saying that a woman has a choice to whether abort a baby or not, and he's right wing. You know, if you notice, keeps yelling at him, "You're a leftist. You're a leftist," and he's like, "I'm not a leftist. I'm a construction worker." I mean, it's like, but he's comparing a death row murderer to choice, and then he also compares the Holocaust to abortions, and it's like Charlie Kirk's not a smart guy. I don't care what anybody says.
He was not smart.
He's not a smart guy. He was a guy that had a mouthpiece. A woman's choice is her body. I mean, honestly, if a woman is wise enough to say, "Hey, I'm not motherly. I don't have the skills or the tools to become a mother. I'm going to abort it." Hey, thank you. I wish more people did that, because we got a bunch of prisons filled with people that, of parents that just were not good parents.
Right. Well, and we don't have the community to absorb. We're not a community in which if someone who's not a good parent, the rest of the community kind of steps in and helps.
Right. And
We're
we don't
not
have
that.
these trainings. We don't have in Japan, they in school, they train you how to become a parent. Like, that's part of adulthood.
Yeah.
Why don't
And it's something you have to learn. You
Right.
don't,
It's kind of like, good luck, Charlie. You're 18, and it's
And,
like, not
and the
Charlie.
other thing too, like in Europe, like in Spain and France,
Right.
I don't really see teenage pregnancies.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids do learn, sex ed and everything else, and
Right.
you really don't see it.
Right.
Uh, on that though, because I've been going on about Nick Fuentes, that actually ties into him,
Yep. Yep.
and I'll explain why. Nick Fuentes is known for the "Your body, my choice"
Right.
phrase,
Mm-hmm.
and he's had a rivalry with both Kirk
Right.
and Ben Shapiro,
Right.
and he had what he called the I can probably mispronounce the shit out of this, but the Groiper. I like to call it the Groper.
The Groper. The Groper.
The Groper War, in which
I
he
hate
was
to say
called,
it. Couldn't you thought of something better than that? What the fuck is a Groiper?
it's that frog.
It's that
It's like
frog, right?
when
Yeah.
you see that, if you see somebody with that avatar with that frog,
Mhm.
they're often trolls, and their messages are really kind of like they almost seem left, but they're right, and they do it on purpose. They
Right.
do it to invert left any sort of left
Right.
ideology.
Right.
And what's interesting is that he actually called for his fans to do exactly what that young man was doing,
Right.
which was troll Charlie Kirk at
Mhm.
every place he goes to.
Really? Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and
Wow.
they say, I mean, the reports were that he was a groper.
Mhm.
He was groping.
He was
And
groping. He's
he
groping,
was
Charlie.
groping.
Yeah. It's
And
like,
for those who say, oh, he had a transgender roommate and blah, 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 I'd say this much. Nick said this. He said the reason that there so much transgender is because women aren't meeting men's needs.
oh, well, and
Mm.
there's prison.
So
I mean,
not even,
you got a
well,
lot of young people that are incarcerated that are exposed to sex in prison. That's their first
right,
experience.
right.
No,
And he actually had a
America doesn't
thing.
separate families. Yeah, right. We
And
separate
he
our
had a thing with Destiny, that podcaster, Destiny.
yeah,
There's a thing that came out. So here's a guy who's pushing homophobia,
right.
anti-transgender,
Yeah,
but he's inverting everything because he's doing that on the side, I guess.
yeah,
Or he's saying so. When a lot of the older Fox News people are like, "Oh, you're left because of trans this and trans that," it's like
right,
that's not how it works. You don't even know how your side is actually acting.
right.
So um, yeah, and actually, Nick Fuentes said they have to go after Charlie Kirk because he wasn't right enough, which made him a fascist.
Right.
So it's really messed up.
Oh yeah, it to me. I think it's so dumb. I think it's so dumb the
Yeah.
way they just go about this. It's like the people in our government are out of touch with the people's needs and with the people in general.
Yeah.
You know,
But they're in touch with some people's needs. The very wealthy.
right?
They're the ones who are gaining all this.
Mhm.
They don't really care about us. We must just be maggot food for all they care.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. It's just like, and you notice that guy was wearing a military flak jacket, even though he was on his lunch break.
Mhm. Well, he grew up. He grew up with the shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
From he was 8, so
Yeah.
I mean,
And I don't know if you saw the overhead video footage that they released from drone. There was a drone flying around. There was multiple people with guns. There was a guy with a fucking beige shirt, beige shorts, running with a gun in his hand in vicinity to
decoys,
the overhead. Yeah, decoys. There was a lot of different people
decoys
that were
cause confusion.
yep, to cause confusion. Nobody arrested that guy. He had a fucking gun in
Nope.
his hand. I mean, you had the guards making these like with the hat and like this,
Mhm.
like
And some
this.
people were saying those were actually military signals.
Military signals for the snipers. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
What's wild about it is that we fight each other instead of all of us sort of sitting back and going,
Right.
one, who did this?
Right.
2, why did they do it?
Right.
And everybody sort of stayed calm. Instead, accusations just start flying out. That's the part I'm that's really disappointing.
Yeah.
It's expected because that's how it
You
works.
have a lot of, because it's an ongoing investigation, they're not going to release anything.
Right.
But when you got guys like Netanyahu basically saying, "Oh, it was the Muslims," it's like, dude, they haven't even finished this investigation. It's not even 3 days. Like, where are you coming with this? You know, people start making. This is where conspiracy theory comes from. First of all, you got, Netanyahu. We already know he's corrupt. He is the first political figure in the world to post his condolences for Charlie Kirk. But in Israel, it's like 4 a.m. Like, why are you awake? And no television has aired his death at this point. 20 minutes after the shooting, he tweets about it. 20 minutes. What? I mean, now if he's like Donald Trump, he's probably scrolling at 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe. But it's like, as a not religious, but as a political leader, it's
he's not religious.
Yeah, he pretends, but as,
exactly.
But as a person who's a leader of a country, I mean, he's just as dumb as Trump. It is irresponsible to use any footage that's unvetted on the phone. Maybe he was up scrolling. Who knows? Right? And he said, "Oh, I'm so," maybe he's sincere. But it's irresponsible. You are the leader of a world.
Right.
And you're posting about your condolences about him. Now, maybe he's completely innocent. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I never met him. Right? Maybe he's just doom scrolling. And then just, I feel bad.
Well, he lost his prostate.
Right, right. So it's, he
has to stay up late.
But it's, get clearance first, because now everyone's pointing to Israel and saying they did it.
Yeah.
They're behind it. So he just, that's why these guys need to be retired. Go to Florida, or no, don't go to Florida. Stay over there. Stay over there.
Just anywhere but
Stay over there. You shouldn't be allowed to have any social media. You're like your 70s. Just like, and shut the fuck up. It's
right.
Because now you created this whole thing about this Israel, Charlie Kirk connection, right?
Yeah.
It's like, by being stupid,
Right. Well,
I don't know. I'm not going to say yes, it is. It's real. I don't know. But he basically set the playing field to be attacked by a lot of anti-Semitic and anti-Ashkenazi Jew people, right? So,
and you're right, because someone can read it as your condolences are almost like gloating,
right?
So quickly,
right? Like, how did you know? 20 minutes in, like,
the guy's just a podcaster, or
right?
Just a guy with a loud mouth and whatever, right? What do you care?
Right.
I know he said he's my friend.
Right.
Really? I mean, how many people has he met?
Right.
That
Millions.
probably have died.
Yeah.
Millions.
And I think it's irresponsible. But then it goes back to guys like Trump, that they just 3 a.m. texting crazy shit. He's doing it less. I'm not on Truth Social, so I have no idea. But I mean,
I don't.
But on Twitter, when he was on Twitter, he used to text all this stuff, and he still has a Twitter account. But he's not doing it at 3 a.m. as far as I know. But that's what put him under fire. You're a world leader. What the fuck are you doing on Twitter?
Yeah, and to say, he also said too, we didn't do it. I'm like,
right?
Why do you have to say that? Like, that's just making it worse, right? Like,
That's like George Bush saying, I don't know if you remember, but George Bush said his very first speech to address 9/11 was like, "There's going to be a lot of conspiracy theorists saying that we did it."
You don't say that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
it's pre-Twitter. He said that on national television. Like, what do you?
I mean, if he said something like to the effect of, been brought to my attention that this really absurd idea that we kill, like, something
Right,
like really, like, I have better things to be doing right now
right,
than worrying about some freaking kid
right,
in Utah,
right.
right?
It's white
I
on
mean,
white crime.
oh, right on right.
White on white, black on black, brown on brown, white on white crime.
Well, the thing that I love so much, a lot of people saying, well, because first when they thought it was trans, black, Latino, Che Guevara assassin,
I like
right? They're
Rivera.
like, we gotta go kill everybody, right?
What's wrong
Then
with
they found out, oh, wait a second, shit, he's one of us. Well, he needs more Jesus. And the thing that kills me is that I know a lot of people who are religious might not want to hear this, but
right?
this is gonna get me in trouble. See, I already kind of said this, right? We're talking about that. It's very simple. Yeah. Christian on Christian crime.
Yeah, it's big.
There's history. There's libraries full of that shit.
Right.
So more Jesus isn't going to help it. We've had 2,000 years of more Jesus, and it just keeps getting worse.
Crusades, children's crusades.
Oh, the
Tons of
Crusades against each other, the Protestant Catholic Wars.
right,
We hate the Irish.
right.
We hate the Mexicans. Mexicans are Christian too.
And didn't the church create Baphomet as a propaganda tool because they couldn't pronounce a Muslim word, and then they came up with Baphomet, and then they with
something
and they
like
were
that.
saying the Crusades are worshiping these guys because they teamed up with the Muslims, and this whole
Yeah. You're sliding into that blog post I put up, right? About how I was talking about how hypocritical Europe is.
oh yeah,
So, for example, in France, it's like it's all this anti-Islam shit. Oh man, the Muslims this, the Muslims that. This is what the right loves.
yeah.
You go back to the actual history of the Crusades.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, a good deal of the Crusades were against other Christians, the Orthodox.
Right.
These guys go sack Constantinople, steal a whole bunch of shit, and when they leave, who do they put on the throne? A prostitute.
Right.
So, and this is a fellow Christian nation. Now,
right.
At the time Spain was rising to do its fucking horrid shit,
yeah,
it gets in a war with Turkey.
Yeah.
France, who's kind of like, oh shit, the guys south to us are the big superpower. What the fuck do we do? Oh, let's go over to the Ottoman Empire and let's make a pact, the Franco-Ottoman Empire pact, which is the longest pact in European history. And so whenever they would get in a fight with Spain, guess who shows up to help the French? Muslims. The Turks. So there is no fucking loyalty whatsoever. But these yahoos look to the past like Christian knights versus Muslims. And it's like, actually, that's not how it kind of worked. It's basically, who's trying to like make sure that France wouldn't speak Spanish by using Muslims. And it's
nuts.
It's nuts. It's cutthroat shit.
Yeah, it's totally nuts. There's a YouTuber that I follow also that went into the whole Baphomet thing. I'm trying to figure. Her name is Ali something, and she talks a lot about crystals and esoteric, history. And she has like a quick reel that's about like 3 minutes that really goes into it. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
Cool.
That they say, oh, the Satanists today use this Baphomet, but it's fucking the Roman Catholic Church that created the symbol as a tool of propaganda. I just found that so hilarious.
They're just nuts.
Yeah.
It's like last year with the Paris opening games here.
Yeah.
People are American Christians were losing their minds with the Marie Antoinette holding her head. And that heavy metal song playing. They're like, oh my God, it's satanic. And I'm just looking at that seeing their reaction.
Right.
So I grew up Catholic, and one thing I will have to say, Catholicism is the heavy metal of religions.
Right.
And I'll say that's the tamest shit ever, because one of the patron saints of France is Saint Denis. So the story of Saint Denis is going to the early church. This and actually this ties in with the very famous mountain in Paris called Montmartre, where a lot of the artists hung out and the jazz scene was there. So it's called Montmartre because it means martyrs mountain. So it turns out this guy Denis, whether he exists or not, says, I don't want to renounce my Christianity to the Romans. So Roman's like, all right, we're going to take you over to this hill and we're going to chop off your head. So they do. Then this is where shit turns into a crazy Catholic story. He picks up his head, continues to preach the gospel, and takes it to the top of the mountain.
It's like, what if Abraham killed his son? Right?
Oh yeah, but imagine if you know Isaac goes,
pulls it out.
Okay, man,
It's good.
I'm just gonna pick up my body. I'm gonna take me over here. That's the kind
like
of
the
crazy
Green Knight as well, right?
Yeah. So
I want to make a little commercial break because we are supposed to talk about comics too.
Oh
So
yeah, that's right. Comics too.
The Big Book of Conspiracies. What a fucking great
appropriate.
Yes. You got from JFK to aliens to Men in Black to you got the Kool-Aid drinkers, you got CIA, the other Oswalds, you got a bunch of shit in here. If you haven't read this book, this came out in the 90s, but this book really, the Moon Gate.
Oh wow.
They literally go through every conspiracy that you could think of. Synchronicity between Kennedy and Lincoln, like it's like.
Oh wow! Is it like an encyclopedia?
Yeah, it's kind of. There was a series of books that DC put this out. It called Factoid Books. This was it was Paradox Press, one of their sister companies that came out during the early years of Vertigo. But there is so much political knowledge in here and political history.
Interesting.
It's conspiracy and it's also history, which I thought was a great. They have conspiracy quotes. They go from all over, from Ayatollah. They have Jonestown. They got.
So it isn't like a narrative. Like
yeah, there's a whole narrative. And each book, there's a book of Vice. There's like so many different books. You got the Jim Morrison conspiracy, you know, with Jim Morrison's death being like faked. You know, you got a whole bunch of stuff. And then you got stuff that about policing, like what's happening now about, you know, turning the United States into a police state, you know. But you have
kind of always was first black people.
Yeah. I mean, you have a whole
Latinos.
Oh, and there, look at that. I just saw it. You got the Castro conspiracy. You got
wow. Oh, the Castro stories, man, are hilarious.
Yeah, and then you have all this stuff. You have tons of stuff. I mean, you have CIA, Langley. The list goes on. You got Baphomet here. Let's see what it says there. Just flipping through. Researchers, Lay and Lincoln, however, focus on Rene Lechateau. I'm sorry, I'm fucking that up.
Don't worry about it.
It says link to the Knights Templar, alleged possessor of the Holy Grail, contains Christ's blood, but who were ultimately condemned for devil worship, partly due to their practice of stamping the cross. And then it just continues on. But
that's hilarious because the
what's
reason they got their balls stomped on was because they wouldn't lend money to the king.
The bloodline secret. Yeah, that's that one. I'm gonna save that for later. I haven't read this in a long time.
Oh wow. I might have to find a copy at some point.
Oh yeah, these are great. I'm sure they have Big Book of Urban Legends. That's hilarious too. And then they had the Big Book of Weirdos. That was my favorite. Edgar Allan Poe in there. And then you had the Big Book of Death.
Wow.
And then of course, on a serious note, Vietnam America. This book made me cry. It's about this guy going back to Vietnam and discovers he was born in America and discovers that his family were Viet Cong. And it's a whole history of that, how some of them fled to the United States
on rafts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I had a friend that happened to. He told me about that. It was crazy.
Tran. Great book.
Oh.
You know. So that's it.
You were rolling out the big guns today. Like, wow. That's great.
So those are really good. I read those are
and they're still in print.
Yeah, these Big Book of Conspiracies, probably not, but you can find it on eBay or Amazon, I'm sure. And this one still in print, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
this is put out by Villard Press, just Villard. Yeah, great book. I mean, good art. Great stuff. But we can do
that was a great segue.
good cigarette. I mean, what's happening today is kind of like Vietnam, right? But with a lot of high-tech weapons,
But it's also like a comic book.
And it is like a comic book. Yeah.
More like Mad Magazine comic book. Drawn by Bernie Wrightson.
So we covered Kirk because he was the biggest thing. We talked about Gaza. What else is happening in the world that you've noticed? Anything in your neck of the woods with France? Something about
yeah, we just had a big protest here. Like, people are furious. They're always mad though. But it's so basically it was summer, so everyone just sort of goes off on vacation, and they came back September, and every September we get a big protest. But they're really mad with him. The government
stepped down.
I know the government collapsed. I know that sounds so dramatic. Oh, it collapsed. It just meant that they had a vote of no confidence for the prime minister, which is kind of like the speaker of the House / VP. And so they put a new guy in who's 39, no experience, and he's probably going to be number 6. He's gonna be gone. I don't know. I think it's like 5 or 6 that they've had. Right. So he's going to be gone. But there's 3 more years of Macron. So.
Right.
But I'll tell you one thing: no one's really talking about.
Just put a 10-year-old in charge.
At this point. But here's the thing, and I have to double check this, but I think if you've served as prime minister, you still get a life pension. But I have to double check on that. So yeah, I'd be like, I'll be prime minister.
Maybe it's about career choices.
Right. Yeah, life pension, dude.
I should have been working towards becoming, prime minister.
Oh yeah. Like when I was living in Spain, what happened was there was a period, I think like 6 months or something, if I remember correctly, where it was worse than just the PM. The government just basically dissolved for a bit.
Right.
Because they couldn't come to actually form an actual government, because you have to have different coalitions, because it isn't just one party or the other party.
Right.
And the big joke was that everything ran better. And I remember even in Belgium, there was like a year and a half. They had no government for a year and a half because Belgium's divided between the French and the Flemish. And the joke there was the same thing. Shit's running better, right? Wow. And I was just laughing. I'm like, man. So I know it sounds very dramatic when everybody back stateside's like reading, going, "Oh my God, the government just fell." It's like, seriously. Everyone's still waking up and going to work,
Right, for real.
And they take it very it's just part of life. It's just, yeah, we're having a protest on Saturday. You showing up, man? Yeah, all right. Because I do tours, right? So Black History tours. And a while back with the Yellow Vest protests, every Saturday for a year and a half, I was doing these tours with the Yellow Vest protesters were out there. And I still remember when crap popped off the first time with the cops.
Fire and all that.
Oh, the amount of tear gas. So I'm sitting in this park.
Giving a tour.
Giving a tour talking about the 369th. Right. And you see people running, right? And you can smell the tear gas, and people are washing out their eyes, taking off their goggles and washing out their eyes from the tear gas. Absolutely insane.
Wow.
And one of the protests,
history tours in 4D.
In 4D, yeah, exactly. I'm like, man. So as I'm sitting there, one day, there was a tour, transportation all messed up. So I decided to take my guests into the metro, and there was this young Frenchman who helped us.
Right.
And he kind of looked like the Cassell guy from Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Right.
The villain. Really nice guy, though. He wasn't villainous at all. And so we're talking, and he says to me, So, when are you Americans going to start protesting capitalism? And then I looked at, and this was, mind you, like 6 years ago,
Right.
and I just chuckled. And he's like, "Why, why are you laughing?" I'm like, "We still believe in it too much.
Right.
It's not going to happen, man. Don't count on us.
Yeah.
At least not now,
No.
right?"
Yeah.
So that gives you a little bit of the mood.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Wow. The world is a hellspawn.
The world is a movie written by Mel Brooks and
Right.
directed by Stanley Kubrick. Like, think of some of the crazy stuff we're seeing, dude. Like, think of it. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, how are we adults? Like, how is any of what we're seeing adult behavior?
It's not. It's
Like, if you saw teenagers do some of that stuff, you'd be like, okay, that's immature, but they're teenagers.
right.
So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
No, man, keep going.
It's crazy. I don't know if you saw this clip. This clip is just amazingly Trump. I just love this clip. And by the way, I don't care much for Trump, but there's something so callously American about him. That's just like,
send it to me.
I gotta send. I don't know if you saw it. Maybe you did. If you didn't, I'll send it to you. So it's like this. So he's out there in the middle of the White House lawn or whatever.
Right.
And a reporter says to him, "Oh, Mr. Trump, we know that Charlie Kirk was very close to you. How are you doing?"
Right.
And he goes, "I'm feeling very good. By the way, you see over there, that's where we're going to start to put the ballroom that we're paying for." And I was just like,
right.
He didn't even go, "Yeah, still a little down about that. Sorry to hear about that young man, his poor family. Trying to pick myself up by, like transition over like a politician would,
Right.
beautiful ballroom that I think it's going to cheer me up a little bit, No, it's like, whatever. I don't care."
And talking about Trump and AI, there was a clip here. Let me see if I could find it where they were talking about Trump being an AI. That last address that he did wasn't actually him. They were saying that Trump was. Did you see that address that he did? He did look weird. He had like no teeth in his mouth.
I think he had a stroke.
Yeah, it looked like his face. Like, when you saw the real photograph later,
even his words were slurred a bit.
Yeah,
I think he had a stroke.
But they were saying like his hands and all that was. It was so weird. But I think I found it. Let's see. Well, now they're covering the hands. You can't see it. The hands was
maybe you know about the shape-shifting lizard people, right? I should put that shit out there. I really should.
Why not? We're just fuck it.
Do you know about that?
Fuck it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't know the whole conspiracy of the lizard people. I know it was
lizard people.
Queen Elizabeth and the family and all that stuff.
I know I'm swearing a little too much. I shouldn't. There might be kids listening. Freaking David Icke. I remember a friend of mine years ago was like, sends me David Icke. And David Icke kind of goes like, you're like, okay, that sounds reasonable. Okay, that's where it sounds reasonable. He's like, the surveillance state, the this, that, the other. And then he says, it's all controlled by shape-shifting lizard people from the ninth dimension. No. No. You had me to the point where shape-shifting lizard people. Like, really?
Well, trust me, I get it. It's wasn't that TV show? What was it called?
V.
Yes, V. V.
Or the Scrolls.
And the Scrolls, right? The Scrolls are
Kirby.
Kirby did the lizard people, right? That was kind of
the lizard shape-shifting people way before David Icke.
That there you go.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Years ago when Cracked was still around, they had the
Uh-huh.
top 10 best conspiracy theories ever.
Right.
And man, the way they describe, like his was the number one. They were like, it was like the nuttiest one ever. They're like, he took that and he just jammed it right up,
Right. Your
where the sun
ass.
don't shine. It is crazy. It is crazy. The thing is with the conspiracy theories is that they usually loop you into one rational thought,
Yeah.
one rational thought, rational thought number three. Then it's like not so rational thought, not so rational thought, fucking crazy thought.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it goes right down to like the AIDS and the monkey and all that stuff. When we were kids, they're like, "Oh, some guy screwed a monkey and then the AIDS came
Oh yeah.
out," and it's like, "What?
But how does that work?
How does that work? Like, how did he hold? Monkeys are stronger than humans. Like, how did he hold that thing down? I mean, it's like
maybe the monkey,
and it was
maybe
all
the monkey held him down.
maybe the monkey held him down. It was the opposite, right? He was like, he fell into a gorilla cage and it was all over for him.
like in Trading Places.
Right. The whole thing makes no sense. It's a sense. We live in a senseless world.
But people don't question that. They don't go, shit, how would that work? They just go, oh man, that's terrible. And then they'll tell to the next person.
Right.
The next person embellishes a little bit more. This is two monkeys. It's wild. It's like, I mean,
the whole continent after a while. They're like, what the fuck?
Everybody believes it. Well, there was just one conspiracy theory. Oh, someone was saying one of the wildest conspiracy theories or urban legends that was put out there that was wild without having the internet.
Right.
Everyone heard about this. It was Marilyn Manson having removed his ribs.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It is true because I heard about it in Canada.
Right.
So everyone was like, and there were British people saying, yeah, we heard about that over in Britain too. Like,
it's like, why would you remove your ribs?
How does that spread without the internet, right?
Right. So, that was it. That was the human internet.
Yeah, that was the human internet.
The human internet.
So it's pretty wild, man. So I don't really get too taken up with those things. I mean, I'll entertain them.
Oh yeah, it's conspiracy theories are just for fun. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, people are like, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." It's like, yeah, I know, isn't it? I think it's
called thinking sometimes.
Yeah, it's my hobby. It's kind of like like some people eat junk food. I consume conspiracy theories. I don't believe them, but I think they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, the lizard people for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there's other ones where you're like,
that's real.
And then there's other ones where like, well, you know what? If it turned out to be true, would be really surprised. Like,
well,
I don't know.
I think the videos that they post on Instagram where they're using literally After Effects and they're like, look at this person they're morphing. It's like, dude, that's fucking, that's fucking like an old version of fucking After Effects. It's like, of course, what the fuck? Like,
I'm waiting for someone to pass a clip off from Scare Tactics.
Right.
As though it's like a real thing. I can't. And I think part of the conspiracies, and this is my conspiracy, part of it could be the government putting shit out too, just to sort of like mess with us.
Yes.
That's my conspiracy. The other one is a portion of jokers who just like to just be dickheads.
And they throw shit out there.
Just start shit. Like, and then there might be the third faction, which is actually, government shit disturbers who just put shit out there.
There we go.
The lizard people.
They've come. They're here.
They're here. They're here. They're here.
Kind of like Predator a little bit. They got those little Predator braids there. And they got their little glowing iPads.
What are they doing with those? They're not even looking at them. They're just,
like fucking,
Are they like chest
tanning.
warmers?
Yeah, they're like sun tanning with the fucking
Whacked. Just crazy. Yeah, that
man, you can't win. These things are they're everywhere.
the lizard people always is the one that always gets me. Just like, man, I even like the stuff for cryptids and shit. I think it's wild. Like urban legends are kind of fun because
Oh yeah, they're the funnest.
you know, it's like really. I like the urban legends better than reality in many ways.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
it's
remember which was another one? The fucking the kid from Life Cereal ate the Pop Rocks and died. You remember that? And the dude shows up in the 90s and he's still alive. We're like, what the fuck? We thought he was dead. How do
Do you ever do that where you're like some urban legend about someone, everyone just assumes they're dead?
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, blah 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 just died. You're like, what? They're alive?
Right. But I remember they were telling us like, oh, they stopped selling that candy because that kid choked on it, it exploded in his throat and he died. Don't eat Pop Rock. Every fucking person talked about that. And that was pre-internet. There was no internet, right?
Yeah, there was no internet. But that's the crazy thing. Like, there's a bunch of other stuff too, way back when, and it's interesting to sort of think back into the past because sometimes you'll see social media posts.
I know the oldest one. Do you know the oldest one was?
Which one?
The oldest one was George Washington chopping down a cherry tree, saying, "I cannot tell a lie."
Oh yeah.
They're in the White House, as you can see. Making
I think
plans.
they're more rational.
I think Trump is this guy over here in the middle. I think it's like he's a little skinny.
You know what would make this perfectly like the current government right now? Trump is Leghorn Foghorn.
Yeah,
and the other's like Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote, yes.
Because they're all like some of the plans are like, you're gonna do what? Yeah, it's gonna be great. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Now, some of the conspiracy theories that turned out to be true, these are the ones that I really loved most. How the space program started.
Oh yeah.
You know how it started, right?
Nazis. Yeah.
It was the Nazis, but this is how it works. So apparently there's some meeting, and I'm loosely just telling you, look it up. Probably my facts might be a little fuzzy, so I'm just going to tell you a story. Right. And so what it is, they're sitting there and they're like at the Pentagon or whatever fucking crazy place they have, the little dungeon lair or whatever. They're sitting there and they're like, yeah, so, what if the Russians make it to the moon before us?
Oh, yes.
Is that the Sputnik?
Yes.
And I like to picture like the smoke, right? There's this smoke. And they're all sitting there smoking. Fuck, yeah, they make it there. And then some guy just takes a deep drag, lets it out, and he says, then we fucking bomb the moon. We nuke it. And they wanted to nuke the moon. Now, today we know it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. It wouldn't even reach.
But, you think of the logistics and you're like, that's insane. Like, who sits there? So luckily, someone who is, I guess, somewhat rational.
Right.
No. How about we try to make it to the moon before they do?
Right, exactly.
So that's how it starts out. I just
thinking that MK Ultra while talking about it.
Oh yeah, and that's my other favorite one.
Yeah. Well, that one's been proven. MK Ultra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a theory. That MK.
I want to hear it.
This is just my own.
Okay.
The last few weeks I've been thinking about it because they're talking about all these shooters are transgender or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a conspiracy theory a few months ago that I saw. I don't know how long it's been about how the United States was taking children and training them like orphans and training them to be assassins under MK Ultra. And then I was like, well, that's one conspiracy. And then you have all these transgender shooters and like, what if those are the kids that were the orphans? But most of them aren't orphans. We know that, but so it doesn't fit. But what if those are the kids that I already blew it out of the water? But what if these transgender assassins are the MK Ultra, like the new MK Ultra experience? But it's not. But it's not through. It's not MK Ultra. It's like antidepressants or antipsychotics that they give to a doctor, you know.
I will add to that
Mhm.
because I've been of the same mind lately, and
Right.
it's not with the trans thing, but the radicalization of
And we're
the
just having
youth.
fun here. We don't really believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Disclaimer: it's not real. We don't believe that.
Miguel Guerra
But it's
says.
just we're having fun. But go ahead.
That's what, so mine is that a lot of young people are getting radicalized on the internet.
Right.
This was an actual military project.
Oh, I believe it.
So my idea, what if they just went digital with MK Ultra?
Yeah.
I know that's probably actually not as fun as yours, actually. It's actually kind of depressing.
Maybe this is
Yeah.
the new MK Ultra. Is this? You
Yeah.
know?
So how do we know they didn't switch it to something like that, you know?
Right. How do you know your dreams aren't? I could tell you this. I used to be when I was younger, when I was a younger man in the early stages of the internet, I used to love watching adult films, and but I would have some of the worst.
Really?
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 Yeah. But it's like but I would have the most bizarre fucking dreams like after watching some of that stuff.
Mhm.
And I remember one time many years ago that so I used to write down my dreams. I had like a dream journal, and I remember that one of them was describing that I was strapped in a chair with the clamps on my eyes like Clockwork Orange, and there was these doctors around me asking me questions. You know, they put eye drops in your eyes, and
Oh man.
and they ask you these questions like, "How do you feel about killing a bunch of people in a shopping mall? Would you feel bad? How do you feel about killing children? How do you feel about this?" And it's like, and I was like, and then in the dream, I'm like, oh, no.
Oh man.
You're like resisting this. And then they'll show you pictures like, what do you think about this photo? What do you think about this? You know.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
What do you think about so? And it was like not just one dream. It was like a chain, like it was happening for a while. And then I was like,
Wow.
Yo, I can't watch porn. Like, and I stopped because it was almost like a reoccurring dream that kind of went into state.
You just solved everybody's porn addiction.
Right there. But you know what I mean? But then, and it wasn't like a casual, like 30
You
seconds.
need to market this.
Right. It's like, I was like,
to their house.
Yeah, like, are they programming people through watching porn?
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie Videodrome was like that?
Yeah, that's wow,
yeah.
That's old, yeah.
Yeah, Videodrome. It's like, but yeah, I mean, it was like a Videodrome kind of dream, and it's just like
weird.
It was weird, and it was like literally like you remember he was watching. It was exactly that. He's like watching porn, and then he becomes like this assassin for this guy who's like a cult leader or something like that. And
some of that stuff, actually, I think some of that stuff, and I think some people did some research, and sometimes it drops some truths, drop in fiction that a lot of us might just fluff off as fiction.
Yeah.
For example, Mr. Muppet, as I like to call him, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
You gotta get your vitamins, or you're gonna turn to a gay frog.
Yeah, right. But wasn't he a liberal at one time? I could have swore he was a liberal. People like him.
He's just for his.
Used to like him. Do you remember he was in that animation cartoon? He was in that Waking Life cartoon.
Yeah, I remember that with Keanu.
Yeah.
And here I have my theory about him is he's a Fed.
He's a Fed. Oh yeah.
And this is why I say he's a Fed.
Yeah, weren't they saying they were shutting down his show and then he's still up? That doesn't make sense.
Actually, he's got Nikki the Andy Rooney Nazi leprechaun on all the time on his show, Fuentes.
Right.
Anyway, so he admitted that his father was part of MK Ultra.
Did he really?
He was one of the doctors, yeah.
Really?
He was one of the doctors in that, yeah. So
I would not be surprised because he's
I'm
still
not going to hold him to what his dad did,
Right.
But I'm going to just sort of step back a little bit and go.
Well, he comes off as he tries to be like a prophet or something, you know. I don't know if you
Yeah, he does. But yeah, his dad was part of MK Ultra.
and he
So I
actually
think-
announced that bin Laden would be accused for 9/11, that they were going to blow up the towers like head on, like 2 or 3 weeks before it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like he forecasted that, and I'm like, he had some inside information, you know,
Yeah.
about that. So you're right. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, MK Ultra, and that kind of,
Mhm.
I don't think it's gone away.
No, I don't think so. I think
it's
they just
gone
got,
away.
I think, like you said, it went digital.
It went digital, yeah. And I know that's more of a serious sort of conspiracy because it's kind of tangible.
Well, it's not impossible, because if you think about it, during the Afghan war and in their Iraq war, they did dead drops, you know, like with the flash drives. They would do whenever they arrested, you know, when they did that sweep where they arrested age 15 to 60-year-olds, and they were putting them in Guantanamo Bay and all that stuff. The soldiers were doing dead drops, and the dead drops were not just drives, they were also CD-ROMs, because that was a CD. So it was CD-ROMs. So because what they took a family, and then the people in the neighborhood, like, oh, what happened? They go into the person's house, look around, see what happened, and they find these CDs there, and then they'd be terrorist CDs. So because the Pentagon was actually, we created a lot of and radicalized a lot of Iraqis and Afghanis, and created our own terror cells to keep the war going. So
money.
We create an enemy, right? So we created these terror cells, and that's how we were able to keep the war going for like over 20 years. You know, it's like, I mean, and that's in the Pentagon Papers. That was being investigated before the lockdown. You know, that the media was talking about that, and then you had Dick Cheney. What was it, like $75 million of our taxpayer dollars disappeared from the Pentagon, and so all that stuff was being investigated, and then all of a sudden you have all these, you know, we're creating our enemy, you know?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, everyone that we are fighting that is a public face was at one time an ally. You go, Ho Chi Minh was an ally in World War II. Castro was an ally to get that guy out, and then he double crossed us and went with the Russian. Then you got Saddam Hussein was an ally. We put him in power. Then you got freaking Gaddafi. We got fucking we were like radicalizing the Ayatollah against Russia. You know, it's like the list goes on and on. You know, so
it's causing shit.
Yeah,
you know, like, I mean,
the
world's gonna have its conflicts no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, we're funding Hamas,
but why cause more shit than necessary? That's it comes down to money. That's, you know, it's a rhetorical question, but
Paul Rand funded Hamas, right? You know, it's like
it's like they sit around there going, man, I need another yacht. So what do we do? Let's start a fucking war.
They get bored. They get bored. That's exactly what it is, you know?
They get bored, and when we get bored, we draw shit and comics and create things, and they need a hobby.
They need a hobby.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess, you know, the 12-year-olds.
Yeah. I actually want to pivot back a little bit. Not so we don't get into trouble, but you know.
Yep. That's why I see, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. You can't say shit. You gotta catch yourself. Right? You can't pop off. Because you might get popped off if you pop off.
Yeah. I had one more video. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. This guy.
Discuss trajectory and physics real quick, okay? Because the mainstream media and a lot of people are still saying he got shot in the neck. Now, initially, I thought that too. But I slowed down the video frame by frame by frame by frame, and I found a lot of information. Namely, one, I was wrong last night. Again, he wasn't wearing a vest. It was more than likely a wired microphone. But two, the bullet did enter his body via the chest, okay? The upper left pectoral area specifically, right where I'm pointing on my body. And remember, with every action, we have an equal and opposite reaction, okay? You hit something, it's going to hit back, or at least you're going to feel it. Very much true with fast traveling projectiles. Downward angle from the roof into his chest cavity, equal opposite reaction. When it hits the clavicle bone and breastbone, boom, ricochets back up through the neck. And frame by frame, you can see this. Look at this standstill image. Nothing crazy, right? Believe it or not, this is after the bullet had left his body. This round was so fast we don't even see it entering, but look, let me blow it up. You can clearly see it exiting. I have the video. You can slow it down. Anybody can with some free software off the Google Play Store. You can clearly see his shirt ruffling up, then this little dot leaving this angle right here. Then right after that, the blood starts. Trajectory, angle, equal opposite reaction. In the chest, out the neck. Clearly we can see this. And if you don't believe me, just go watch the video again in regular speed, okay? When he tenses up and goes back, before the trauma of the neck is even seen, there's already blood going down his shirt just for half a second. You just got to go watch. But that was definitely the entry wound.
Damn.
Thank you, TikTok.
Well,
it's like,
so, you know,
a lot
maybe
of theories out there, you know.
So my question is, maybe the shooter wasn't that good.
Right.
Maybe they just intended to shoot him. Maybe have some sort of, this is hypothetical. It doesn't mean it's real. Just an entertaining thought. And they thought, oh, someone shot at him, you know, and maybe it just went a little too far. I don't know. Not that he was in on it, but
not me. My buddy Tom, he has a theory that they were gonna try to fake like a shooting, kind of like with the Trump ear.
Went wrong.
Went wrong.
Yeah. There's the other possibility of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, whoops, we didn't think it was gonna ricochet.
Oh well. Anyway, so check out my ballroom.
Who knows? Who knows?
Wow. Yeah, and it's, you know, all that. I mean, because the political antics are so crazy now.
Yeah.
Like people will do things to be famous that, I mean, you see like those TikTok challenges or whatever the challenges where people do stupid things like, I don't know, I'm gonna drink bleach.
Yeah, that was like a thing. That was actually,
oh shit, I'm dead.
like they should have listened to the Dead Milkmen song, you know, the Bleach Boys.
Oh, the Dead Milkmen. Oh man, I haven't heard about that. Oh man, that's old school.
Yes.
Somewhere there's some like 7-year-old guy going, "What are Dead Milkmen?" And that's not old school.
What is a Dead Milkman? It's related to a dead Kennedy.
Dead Kennedys. California Uber Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, that's interesting. So maybe, yeah, because I'm a lay person. I really don't know any of that shit. I just know that I'm like, damn, they fucked him up bad. Like, you know, whew. I mean, even if you would have made it to the doctor, I don't think they could have fixed that shit. Like, you know, I was like, whew.
That was over.
Bad.
That was game
Bad
over.
way to go. Now, the thing is, this is just, don't want anyone get too upset with me now. The fact that his last words were gang violence, I was just like, like, you know, there's one of those moments, like, you know, when you read about Robespierre.
Yeah.
He's the guy here in France with the terror, and he's cutting off all the heads.
Yeah.
And then you read, he ends up going to the guillotine. You're like, if you wrote that on script, they'd be like, fuck off. That doesn't happen. The fact that he used the word gang violence and that was his last words. It's like a weird, like, strange irony. There's those moments in time where it's really weird.
And talking about like beheadings and stuff. Did you hear about the one in Texas? The guy who chopped off the guy's head for a freaking whoop. I
saw that in passing.
He chopped the guy's head off over a broken laundry machine. Like what the heck?
This goes back to what I was saying earlier. we kill people for all sorts of stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's funny because non-Americans are like, oh yeah, he was just speaking. They shouldn't kill him for this. It's like, no, you're right. However, this is America.
Right.
If you step on someone's sneakers, they're gonna cap you. And apparently, this poor guy.
When we were kids, yeah. If you had fucking,
you remember that?
You had a pair of Jordans, they were like coming for you. They were like,
oh man, you're in a movie theater. You remember that one story? Someone was in a movie theater, stepped on someone else's sneakers.
Yeah,
as Pumas or something, and they capped the guy.
Yeah, it was.
Americans
are violent.
Washing machine.
Let's see this.
The hotel.
Let's see if we could see this. Let me see. Is that? Oops. There we go. This is it. This is it. Hold on. Get in there. Get in there. Hold on. I gotta remove that one. Remove that. Let me put that one in there. I'm like, I think I could do this. There we go.
Oh, okay.
This is the Texas one. Disclaimer: this is a little graphic, so if you're gonna vomit, or if you're the pukey type, don't watch it.
Manager lost his life over a damn washing machine. Adonis Martinez is being held on a capital trigger. A washing machine.
I love how he says,
Trigger warning, if you see this CCTV of this man running, starting to play, do not continue watching, as what you'll see can never be unseen, and it's causing people to see red behind their eyes. People in Dallas have terrified Martinez to not use the washing machine.
I hate when they use that shit. There was an action. I guess you can't, if you didn't download the video when it first dropped, you're not going to find it. But I actually saw the guy kicking. He literally chopped the guy's head off, kicked it towards a car, picked it up, and started walking away. Oh, there goes.
You guessed it. You guessed it. It was like he was in the parking lot playing kickball with that motherfucker. Then he picked it up and decided to go to the dumpster and throw it inside. What type of shit was on this man's mind? This is the suspect that the police put in custody immediately once they seen him walking down the street with a white t-shirt full of blood. Him and the manager of the hotel got into it over a washing machine. Yes, a washing machine. The hotel manager lost his life over a damn washing machine. Adonis Martinez is being held on a capital murder charge as well as an immigration hold. I seriously hope they throw the book at this motherfucker. My thoughts.
Oh man, I love the narrator.
I gotta ask, was that a Southern accent? It kind of sounds a little Southern, right?
A
little bit slang.
Yeah,
maybe like a Philly accent.
Point. I just love. I would love doing a documentary or mockumentary. That'd be awesome.
Just like we gotta hire that guy.
A washing machine. I just love that. It's awesome. Awesome. Could you imagine though you're in jail, and they're like, so you just first get in jail, and they're like, so what you in here for?
A washing machine.
Kill someone. Oh yeah, what'd you do? How'd you kill him? Cut off his head. What? Why'd you cut off his head? Broken washing machine. Like it isn't even like he owed me money. Like that's what I mean. Like
the guy just said, "Don't use it. It's broken," and he's fucked. Like what the fuck?
And that goes down to that whole thing of like there is the morality that everyone's talking about. Death, about not being murdered, obviously, but then there's a reality that we all live in.
If you would have told me that I would be
fucking god damn it, close.
So let me get this.
Turn it off.
Sorry.
There you go. Go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
So then there's a reality of where we all live. We don't know when some nut's gonna do something, and it might not be because of your political speech. It's just because they're freaking nut.
People are nuts.
They're nuts,
I mean, honestly, I don't think that I guess last words on Charlie Clerk. I don't think it was politically motivated at all. I don't think it's the Israel thing. I don't think. Well, I don't know about
in Utah.
AI thing is still the AI thing is out for investigation.
Right, but wait a second. In Utah, Utah is like the whitest place in America.
It's like there was no
black person out there
No,
shooting.
no.
You
It's
know,
like
like
going to Arizona or something. It's like very rare to see. That's like
could
I
you
went.
imagine a black dude walking down the street with a gun?
No,
Like,
like
what you gonna do? I'm gonna go shoot Charlie Kirk. Like, they wouldn't have arrested this guy.
I went to New Mexico
Uh-huh.
one time, and aside from the Native Indians, I think I was the darkest person there.
Wow.
It's like,
Yeah, no, I could see that.
it's like I literally was. I mean, you had some Mexicans and stuff, and you had some Native Indians, but I think like American.
Black Americans
I didn't see
and
any
like
black
Latino.
Americans.
Yeah,
Oh, and I was there for like 4 or 5 days. I didn't see any black.
yeah.
Oh, and maybe it was the location I was at, but
No, but there's some states like Utah.
yeah,
They didn't allow black people to move in there.
right.
It's one of those states. So
Right. Who wants to live with a bunch of
Mormons?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like living in diverse neighborhoods. It's like
I hear you.
where I moved to in the 90s. I would say this was pretty much it was like both white, Irish, Italian. Like a mix.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked.
I love how we no longer we still don't include them as being white.
With the Irish,
White, Irish, Italian.
Irish people. They got
Right.
freckles and red hair. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
black.
But they think they are.
They think
Come on now.
only in America, right? It's like only in America. But I mean, and then it's become more diverse. You have some, you have a Coptic Egyptian church not too far.
Okay.
Actually, today is the Egyptian festival. They have an Egyptian festival. It's more diverse. You have a lot of black families moving in. You have some Hispanic families moving in, and then you can still see the little races still looking, but they hate everybody. I mean, my buddy who's Irish, one of my artists, Tom Ahern, he was in the Trump Land book. He came here and we went to the diner and people kept staring at him. Like, I always tell them, I said, don't get offended, but they're going to stare at you like, the Werewolf from London, like that fucking scene. They do. They really do. Because these people never left this town. New York is 35 minutes away without traffic. It's about an hour with traffic. These people there's a lot of people in this town that have never been to New York City ever.
Wow.
They never been to this town. They never even went to the neighboring town down in Nyack. A lot of these people, but now it's becoming more, I wouldn't say metropolitan, but you're getting more people from different areas.
Right.
There's a lot of black people here that I've met, like guys that work at my doctor's office and stuff. Never been to New York.
Wow.
This is all they know.
Yeah.
This town,
That's
as diverse as it's become, there's still a lot of people. I got a haircut at a Supercuts. Big fucking mistake. Never do that. But I was desperate. I went in with, I need a haircut, and I came up looking like a homeless looking dog.
That's quite the description. Yeah.
It's like,
not just a homeless guy, but a homeless looking.
Yeah, like it was just like this was like sticking out, but I mean, this girl was cutting my hair, young girl, like young, like 24. She's like, "Where are you from? You sound different." And I was like, "New York City, the Bronx." And she was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to go down there to visit the city." I was like, "It's 35 minutes away." Get on the Palisades, take the GWB. I said, "You drive, right?"
It's right there. Like
it's
there.
fucking right there. It's like, oh no,
there.
I couldn't do that. Oh no, I couldn't do that.
But sometimes it happens in New York too.
Oh yeah.
Like when I lived in Brooklyn, the wildest part is meeting people that had never been to Manhattan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And you're like
At Bronx too.
like you. And you could see Manhattan. Like you could
Right,
see
it's right there.
Right? It's like
Emerald
right there,
City.
and like, yeah.
It's like
And that's the thing, like non-Americans don't get that because like I live about an hour and 40 minutes outside of Paris. And my town is like 55,000 people, but it's pretty diverse too.
Mhm.
But Europeans just don't get that. Like, what do you mean you never left your
why
they
not?
don't get that. They really don't get us. Like I think they watch a lot of Hollywood movies
Right.
and they're like, oh, so it must be like Friends. It's like, no, actually, not at all.
Right.
So when things like this happen, they're like, "Oh my God, someone got shot." And I'm like, "Yeah." Anyway, pass the salt.
Right. Exactly. I remember when I was in high school, I dated this girl from Connecticut when I was a Jehovah's Witness. We were both Jehovah's Witnesses, and we came down on the subway. She stayed the weekend with my family. I was like 17, right? And then, no, actually, I was younger. I think I was 15. I was 15 and she was 17. So I was dating an older woman. And it's like,
oh, you Macron, you.
I proved you. I was taking the subway. And then she tenses up all of a sudden. We're just taking the train back to the Bronx. And she's like, there's a guy with a knife right next to me. I just looked over. And then there's a dude. He was literally sharpening his knife on the fucking subway. This is the 80s, of course, right? Yeah. And he's like literally, he had like the fucking little grinding stone. And he's like sharpening the knife.
Oh, wow. Like in Looney Tunes? When the
sharpening. And I just looked over. I was like, so what? I got my knife too, and I pulled out my fucking knife. He was like, I got my butterfly knife right here. What's the big deal?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York is like a whole other different universe.
Right.
There's nothing like New York on this planet. I don't care what anyone says. No.
And I was a church boy. I used to have a knife in every fucking pocket. Literally, without exaggeration, you know? It's like
you were a good church boy.
I went to church every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Knocked on doors, preached the gospel, but I had a knife in every pocket. I knew where I lived. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Hey, going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Know your environment. Can't see shit because shit could happen.
Right. Right. It's like they're not sleeping on me.
You can't be going around saying shit.
Yeah. I mean,
gotta be careful.
With that being said, I would say like 2 years later when I was 17, I almost got robbed by a mob of kids, right? Like, where we're all with teenagers.
Oh, okay. I was picturing like 7-year-olds.
Right.
Like City of God, Brazil type shit. Like
no, they were teenagers, but they were younger. I would say they were probably like middle schoolers or like freshman age. But they were going around to everybody trying to rob people. And I had this military postal bag. I went in my hand. When they approached me, they're like, give me a jacket or some shit like that. And I just...
What are they? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Right. Exactly. I remember going into my bag and I had my knife. I had Red Hot Chili Pepper tickets, like 3 tickets. I had just bought them from Pelham Parkway at the Ticketmaster booth.
Oh, damn.
And then I was like, fuck these kids. I'm not giving them up. And I don't know if I had my knife on me that day or not, but I grabbed the first thing out of the bag that I grabbed and I picked it up and it was the fucking Bible. I was like, and they were like, they all jumped back. They jumped back. Like, what is he pulling out? This black thing. What is this black thing? And it's a fucking Bible. And they were like, oh shit. And then
he's gonna preach to us about
right. And then this dude went to reach for my hat, like I had a Yankee cap on, and he's like, the dude tried to snatch it like this, and I grabbed it back like that, and they were like shocked by the reflexes.
Oh man!
I just pointed the Bible at them, and I just like, go away, go away. Get off the train.
Oh man.
And then they try to rob some other dude. They were like, "We're sorry." The main robber shook my hand and apologized. Then they went to this guy in a Mets jacket. Give me your jacket. And then once they saw them cave to me in a Bible, they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And then this pack of 10 kids left the train.
Damn.
Because I was able to intimidate them with a Bible, and they didn't get my Yankee hat or my tickets.
Damn.
And then everyone just booed them off the train, and they left. So.
Oh damn.
Talk about weird stories in New York.
New York is just crazy, man.
And I had a fucking knife on me, but I grabbed the Bible instead.
That's so crazy. Oh man.
It's like.
Oh God, that's crazy. Yeah, New York is very crazy.
Yes.
I'll tell you the absolute craziest story that happened to me. One day, because I lived over by off of Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. So I'm coming down the stairs. I'm going to go do something. I can't remember what it was. It was middle of the day. So I'm coming down the stairs. I go up, and everybody, every single apartment is outside, out on the sidewalk, and it looks like something out of one of those Steven Spielberg movies, you know, where everybody watches the alien come down and everybody goes, ooh, like that, right? So I'm like walking around, what the hell is going on over here? And then I can see like tons of cops. There's fucking cops all over the place. So I walk over to see what's going on in the road. And the local guy, this guy that I knew, his name was Arthur. Sorry, Arthur, I'm going to rat you out. I'm sorry. Just kidding. And he knew everything that was going on. And I'm like, so what's going on, man? He's like, oh, man, you got to find, I got to tell you this shit. This is some crazy shit. And I'm like, well, what happened? And he says, you see that car over there? So I look over, and the side of the car is completely, like, dented. Like, it looked like the Hulk took its fist and just smashed it, right? And I'm like, yeah, what happened? He's like, this dude, he was over in Manhattan. I'm like, shit, I'm in Brooklyn. What was talking about Manhattan? He's like, hear me out. So he's over in Manhattan, steals this car. He's driving down 34th Street. Cop tells him to stop, hits the cop, like full on. Boom! Cop flies over that fucking car. Then all of a sudden, because cops are NYPD, the biggest gang in New York City, everybody's after this guy. They're like closing down bridges, all sorts of shit. Right. He gets to the Brooklyn Bridge. They've closed it off with these little stupid little things. The crazy bastard knocks them over, keeps driving over the Brooklyn Bridge. He's got cops behind him, all this shit, drives all the way over into Brooklyn. He's like, the cops are on his butt. He gets out of this car, and I'm like, yeah. And he runs away in flip-flops. I'm like, so I'm thinking, okay, he's got all these cops behind him on his ass, and he runs away from flip-flops. So obviously he didn't get too far. So what the fuck's up with all this police presence? Right. And he says, no, you don't get it, man. He got away. So a couple of days later, right, I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right. So I see Arthur again. I'm like, so, you know, what happened with that guy? Oh, man, they caught him. And I'm like, really? Like the cops actually caught him? Nah, man, his friend turned him in. I'm telling you, it's like living in a fucking comic book. It's crazy. Like, people just don't get it, you know.
His friend turned him in. Oh my god! Well, he's got.
That's the craziest shit I've ever. This is the wildest thing. And he was telling me too. Spielberg was filming a scene, something down there or something. So
really, wow.
Yeah, so it's just crazy.
That's crazy. That's the world that we live in, man. Well, I think that's all we have to report. Do you have anything you want to leave, like books or anything that you recommend, or anything you're working on?
Yeah. Well, one, I'll be getting back on ghost metal again. Actually, it's interesting because you're talking about conspiracy theories. Right now, ghost metal, because it's kind of like a series of stories that I put through ghost metal instead of having all these different short stories. Series, it all goes through ghost metal, called Necrocon, and it actually deals with like conspiracy theories. So right now, it's sort of like the homeless are disappearing.
Oh yeah,
young people are trying to find out what's going on, so it kind of fits into that.
You'll get a good
yeah. Well,
maybe that'll inspire you.
If I ever, if my YouTube ever gets like flagged, like my YouTube playlist, they're gonna be like, Bigfoot. What do you mean he's? I mean, MK Ultra. You know, like history books. Like it just be like, I'm screwed. I'm just screwed.
Well, the disclaimer is, it's all in good fun.
Oh, it's all in good fun. You know, hey,
it's all in good fun.
Okay, so I'll leave it on one last thing before you get going, and this is my advice to those of you who didn't grow up Black or Latino, and that is, you can't be saying crazy shit because crazy shit can get you. That's it.
That's it. I mean,
That's it.
It's not the Israeli government, even though Netanyahu kind of fumbled that ball. It's not. You can't blame him for that. It's not the Trump administration. It's Charlie Kirk's mouth got him in trouble. He wrote too many checks he couldn't cash. Rest in peace. Yeah. Sorry, Charlie.
And Nick Fuentes is probably closer to behind the thing. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but you basically insult the guy in front of a bunch of people, It's like I tell my students, boys, keep your hands to yourself. Never touch the girls. Stay out of trouble. Girls, never laugh at the boys because the boys don't like to be laughed at. It's just like, there's something about that. It says,
don't start nothing. There won't be nothing.
I remember as a kid in middle school, this asshole spit a bunch of sunflower seeds on my back, and I was wearing a white shirt.
Oh,
it was a transfer kid from California. He was nuts, jumping on tables. He would punch glass. I remember he had punched the wired glass and got his fist all cut up. He was like a psycho, something. But the guy one day, I was walking out of class, and he spat all these seeds on my back and said, he said, and he was like, "What you gonna do about it?" Like he was, and I was like, I turned around and I was like,
in New York.
And then this kid, Gregory, that I went to church with, years later, murdered his mother and did time. But before that happened, he basically looked at me and laughed. Now, I was so angry. You'd think I would have hit the guy that spat the seeds at me, right? I did. Fucking Gregory,
the guy that laughed.
Gregory fucking laughed and he got it. I fucking punched him in the face for laughing.
Oh, damn.
And then I turned to the guy, and then before he got scared that I hit the guy that laughed. I wasn't even. And then when I went towards him, they grabbed me and I couldn't get him because he was next. It's like, it's like the Chris Rock Will Smith thing. It's like,
man.
Will Smith's an asshole. He's a bully, but don't make fun of his wife.
But he did. Did you hear what he? This will be my last bit because I can go on forever. You know this. I'm a talker. Recently, it came out that Will Smith was being interviewed, or he was on a panel, and he said he didn't want to do Django Unchained, because there was too much violence.
Right.
The guy that literally slapped another man
on national television.
Yeah. I mean, like, he didn't even wait, like
Django on that slap, It's like,
he didn't even go, you know what? I got your number. Backstage, you can be eating those little hors d'oeuvres, then I'm gonna slap you.
Right. Yes. I would not let that shit go unchecked.
Right, exactly. No, he had to go up there and be all like that. I don't know. It's embarrassing.
And Chris Rock had decorum and just took it in stride. But honestly, if I was that little short dude, I would have just kicked him in the nuts and pushed him off the stage.
Yeah. And then the thing is, if he did, how can I put it? There's a certain thing. It's interesting because as a black person, if you do that, then it would be like two black people fighting at the Oscars.
That's true.
And then you're kind of stuck with this image. So, I'm glad Chris didn't do it.
No,
it was embarrassing that Will did.
Yeah.
But granted, if it was two white dudes that do it, we would have been like, who do you think could win?
Right, exactly.
I think Hugh Jackman could beat that little guy from Game of Thrones to death. That's
they would have to get Hugh Jackman to slap like fucking Pee Wee Herman the next year.
Yeah, exactly. But there would be stats. We would be saying, and that's there's a double standard there.
Yeah,
there's a double standard for freaking like this Charlie Kirk guy.
Right.
There's a double standard, and I think that Charlie Kirk find out that double standard doesn't always stick around.
Right.
So yeah.
White on white crime. The 21st century.
Right on right crime.
Right on
It's
right.
all white.
Yes, it's all right. Yes, yes, indeed, indeed.
Yeah. So maybe we should end these podcasts like saying, you know, what other sort of we'll talk next week, and what other sort of craziness we'll be talking about. Like, what does the week have for us?
Right. Exactly.
You know,
yeah, we
like,
could.
Death to the red hat.
Sorry.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like
that's our closing.
It's like, okay, that's our
good.
Oh, it's great, and you know, I'm of the mind like I don't want to spend my time on social media,
right?
But
Same.
It's such a crazy train now that I'm like,
it's scary.
It's like watching a car full of, I don't know, just crazy people, crazy clowns crashing, and you're like, looking to see what's going to happen, right? You just can't pull away.
Exactly.
So I'll leave it there. I talk too much. But
this is an AI song that I wrote, and I think
all right.
I think it's fitting for what happened.
Okay.
Let's see what you think. Let's hear it. Ready, set, and go.
Ready, set.
That's it. Oh, where'd it go? The volume is dead. I gotta get my technical issues.
On the backs of people of color, not
Whoop.
death to the red hat, death to the white hood, death to the all right. White flight, white plight. Whites think that might is right. Whites think that they have been abandoned and misunderstood. They think America has forgotten their greatness and wants them to remember that they built this country on the backs of people of color, not their white fathers, sisters, and mothers and brothers like they were led to believe. They allowed themselves to drink the Kool-Aid and be deceived. You're not misunderstood. We hear you loud and clear. We see you illegally deporting migrants because of your white fragility and you white fear. Back away, Karen, stop filming me. I don't want you to come near. I don't need to show you ID or explain why I'm here. Death to the red hat. It doesn't make America great. Death to the white hood. It's a symbol of hate. Death to the alt-right. They fear that the Jews will replace them. But kidnap, immigrant, beat, jail, and deport them. Immigrants are the spine of this nation. They were
wild.
Damn. When can I download this, man?
I can send it to you. Yeah, I should have been a rap artist.
Dude, I even just write them, man. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And with that, folks, we're out of here.
Yo, we're gone.
We'll let this take over.
They fingers to the bone while you red hat shop at the mall to spend all of your tax-free dough. Even though you point the finger at my mind, call her a welfare queen. What the fuck does that actually mean? You rigged the system to benefit your race. Now you look at us coming up like the Jeffersons and try to keep us in our place. We're moving on up, so get out of our way. Mexican immigrants had the border cross them and not the other way. You demand respect, but your addiction to fentanyl, Oxycontin and heroin has you walking the beat like the living dead. Zombies strung out, passed out and stinking up the streets, living under bridges, parking lots and scream, it's a free country, what the heck? Keep your ass in check, Latinos outnumber you. Your clouded white privilege shrinks you in the closed-minded spec. People of color are rising up and demand your respect.